welcome to ECHE Music TV. I'm your host, Simone Henry. And what we do here on ECHE Music TV is we provide tips, tools, techniques, and resources to help you grow your music ministry. Today, I am going to talk to Minister Earl Bynum about touring in Europe, about his experiences and how you can do it too. But our first song of the day is Always There by Ronette Harrison, and we'll be right back.
Living in this cruel world ain't easy. Sometimes it's hard to see the light. Hearing your still small voice soothes me. What a relief to know you're always there. Whenever I need you, you're always there. Always there. Never let me go. Never, whenever I need you, you're always there. You hold me closer. Never let me go. How do I keep the darkness from overtaking me? How do I keep from drowning? How do I fight? In my weakness, I lean in your strength. In my brokenness, you make me whole. You rescue me from my despair. When others fail me, you're always there. Whenever I need you, you'll never let go of me. You hold me close, never let me go. Never, whenever I need you, you're always there. Always, always there. Never let me go. Never far away. You're always by my side. Take care of me when I'm in need. Help me when I fall. Guide me when I'm lost. Your grace covers me. You're right by my side. You'll never let go of me, no. And I will never let go of you. I need you. Can't live without you. You'll never leave me. Can't breathe without you, no. Can't survive without
Welcome back. This is ECHE Music TV. I'm your host, Simone Henry. Today, we're talking to Minister Earl Bynum about touring Europe. He told me he has been talking for a few years about touring Europe, about going overseas with his ministry, with his choir, with small groups, and about helping other artists to do the same. So I wanted to bring him on to share with you his experiences and how you can do it too. So this is part one of my interview with Earl Bynum. Welcome, Earl Bynum, to ECHE Music TV. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
It's been a journey getting you on this show.
It has been quite a journey, but we are
We
yet
are
here.
here.
We are here.
Technology will make it happen one way or
Yes,
another, right?
that's right. That's right.
All right. So I wanted you to come on because you have talked at the IGAA conference, that's the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance conference, a couple of
Yes.
times about touring overseas. And
Okay.
so I wanted to bring you on to talk to my audience about that and, find out like how you did it, how you got started,
Okay.
and how they can do it too.
Okay. Where it
So,
started,
yeah, why did you want to tour overseas?
actually, I didn't even have a clue that I was going to. There was a guy by the name of Tim Green who his parents stayed in front of my grandmother. And so one day he saw my mom and he asked my mom, "Do you think Earl would like to tour overseas?" He said, "I mean, ask him." And he did. And he gave me the process of what I need to do. And at that time, it was cassette tapes. So I put three songs on a cassette tape. One was Amazing Grace.
Mm.
Another one was Oh Happy Day, because I had learned that that was very popular overseas. And I don't remember what the third song was. I gave him the cassette tape. He sent it to Ravigo, Italy, to a company called Area Rabus, which I'm still with.
Mm.
And they liked it, and they booked me for my first tour, and that was in 1999, 1998, 99.
So the company that booked you are they a concert
They
promoting
are they
company?
are a concert promoting company. They are actually the first company in Europe. They have the biggest blues festival in Europe, actually.
Oh, okay.
And so they got into bringing gospel over years ago, as far back as the Swanee Quintet and people like that. And blues is their main thing that they do in April, but in December they do gospel tours. And so the guy that actually got me booked, he's from my hometown. He actually went to school, went to Marcellus, and they played in a band together.
Hmm.
So he went to Berkeley, and when he came home, he was just looking, he was an agent for the company over in Europe, basically. So that's how he got me over, because he was one of the agents to find artists to send over. And I guess me being from his hometown and knowing me, he was like, "Hey, let's get Earl over." And it happened. And from there, I started going. And usually they say you come one or two times. And
Mm.
mine turned into 20 tours
That's
later.
awesome.
So God is amazing, and probably about after 8 or 9 years going,
Hmm.
the young man that got me over, he passed. He had a brain tumor.
Oh my.
Yeah, and so the company brought me in while I was in Italy, set me down in the office, and said, "Hey, Earl, we know Tim is gone, but we know you understand what he was doing. So we would like to offer you the opportunity to be the agent to find people to come overseas from the U.S." And I accepted. And so I've been sending myself, of course, but I'm also an agent to help others get over. So I've sent quite a few artists from the US over.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that is good to know that you are also an agent that helps artists
Y-
to go over.
yes.
So,
Some of my artists, by the way, did you want to know who they
um,
are? Or you
sure.
want to wait?
You can name drop. Sure.
Okay, okay. Well, I sent over Kathy Taylor Brown. We know her.
Hmm.
Monica Lisa Stevenson,
Know
uh,
her.
the Chicago Mass Choir. Uh,
Fantastic. Oh, yeah, I know them.
yeah, GI, God's Image.
Hmm.
They are Virginia artists. Lemmy Battles.
Yeah.
So there are a few that have gone over.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, what's the reception like over in Italy?
Oh,
And
it's
how do you get over the language barrier?
well. The thing is, they don't understand the our language, but they understand the music and the feel of the music.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important that we know and learn how to express, because they feel, it's almost like this. One time we were singing, and a young man came to the stage, and he threw a note on the stage. And of course, we're still singing. So at the end of the concert, we look at the note, and it said, "How do I get to know your Jesus?"
Oh, that's fantastic.
And you like,
That's
oh,
amazing.
but we couldn't find him. It was so many people, but the fact that that happened. And then I remember us being at a concert, and two young ladies were trying to get to us at the end, and security wouldn't let them through. And we were like, let them through, And so he did let them through, but security stayed there, and they were like, we want to pray. We want you to pray with us. So the group as a whole, we prayed for them. They wanted to know Christ.
Oh, that is fantastic.
Yeah, so
that's the job of a gospel artist, right?
Right, and we don't know. Again, we know they don't understand the language, but they feel the music.
But they feel the music,
and they do know when you're singing Hallelujah, like Hallelujah. They understand that, and when we're saying Jesus, and we would do. I know when we do Thank You, Lord, we would do the first part in English, and the second part we would do it in Italian.
Okay. Wow. Okay, we're going to take a break here, and we're going to come back after a song.
Okay.
Welcome back. Isn't this a wonderful interview with Earl Bynum? We are going to break for a song right now, and we're going to come back to part 2. So let's listen to More Like You by Tanya Dallas Lewis, and we'll be right back.
No one ever said it would be easy, but Lord, I want to be more like you. More like you, more like you. Just want to be more like you, more like you, more like you. I just want to be more like you, more like you, more like you. I just want to be more like you, more like you, more like you. I just want to be more like you. Whoa, whoa, oh, oh,
female musicians, are you looking for support and help with your music career? My name is Bree Noble, and I want to invite you to join us in the Female Indie Musician Community. It's a free group on Facebook where we provide networking, resources, and support for female indie artists in all genres. So join us over at woscommunity.com. That's woscommunity.com to join the group, or look for Female Indie Musician Community on Facebook. See you inside.
Welcome back. You're watching ECHE Music TV. I'm your host, Simone Henry, and today we're talking to Minister Earl Bynum about his experiences touring Europe and how you can do the same. This is the second part of our interview, and we're going to talk about what the experience is like over there and how the people respond. So let's go to the second part of that interview. Okay, we're back with Earl Bynum, who is talking to us about touring overseas. He started years ago in Italy and has gone to Spain, Japan, and also what other country you said?
Denmark and Switzerland.
Denmark and Switzerland. Awesome. So when should an artist try to go overseas? Like, where should they be in their business before they decide, okay, yeah, I want to go overseas, you know? Should they have an album out already? Should they?
I don't think any of that is important. The difference with overseas, they just like gospel music. But this is the thing. They only listen to gospel music during Christmas time, the holiday season. Where we listen to it year round, because most of the Italians, you know, it's the Pope, and they are Catholic. So it's just a different breed. So we're walking through the mall in December and they're playing, you know, gospel music, especially on Happy Day.
Wow.
Everywhere we go, that is being played. So
Happy Day for Christmas. I like it.
So we cannot do a concert and not sing "Oh Happy Day." So
I see. Wow.
We make sure we do that song. So
that's a good tip.
Right. But yeah. So again, I don't think you don't even have to be a great artist. This is the thing that surprised us over there. So we're over there and we're talking with them, and we're like, so we're naming gospel artists. They didn't know them. Like Kurt Franklin, they didn't know the name.
Right.
I'm like,
as long as you're American, are you a star?
Right. And I mean, so we say Fred Hammond, Yolanda, and I mean, we're naming they did not know them.
They don't know them.
So it's and I'm not saying it because it's me, but it's crazy. It's like I was there, Kurt Franklin.
Wow, that is awesome.
And my group often
being a big star. Sometimes like artists want to be there.
Yeah.
So I guess you go on one of these tours.
Yeah.
Get that feeling.
Yeah, because I did not know this, and this might have been about 7 or 8 years ago. We're over there, and so they have in most of Europe, if you're touring Italy, they're having gospel festivals all over the country, all over that country, because they're not the only company that does gospel tours. There's probably about 20 plus promoters over there.
Okay.
Or that does the tours. So, but the company I go through, they are very heavy in, they're one of the first to start it, basically. So we're traveling from city to city, and they have a main logo that says gospel music, gospel in Italy. And my face was the face on all the flyers everywhere.
That is awesome.
And I mean, not just concerts I'm on, concerts that other artists are on, but I was like, the face. And I'm like, this is crazy. And I never knew. We just found out once we got there, you know. So it's amazing. But the other good part, it's, you know, when you go over, say you went over and you had a group, when you drive into the city, your poster is like blasted like you're in New York City. I mean, it's everywhere.
That is awesome.
That's how they do it.
So I know it must be such a different feeling being there and having all that excitement surrounding you coming, than being here and struggling to, you know, just get a few people to come into the church and to see.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have done, of course, I've had 20 tours over there, and there has not been one that we have not been to that was probably sold out. It's we were at one venue and it was so many people. They had us to do a 45-minute set. They dumped the entire auditorium and let those who were outside come in for a second show.
Wow.
So it's crazy.
That's
And yeah, and I'm like, and a lot of them stand the whole time because
wow.
it's
So it's a
standing room
standing room.
only. It's standing room only. I mean, we have
That's
done.
a
I
good
mean,
problem to have.
it's freezing cold, and they stood outside for two straight because we sing for 90 minutes.
Wow.
They stood outside the whole time. We're singing in coats and gloves and hats because it's that cold,
Oh my
and they're
goodness.
standing there. I remember it rained. They put up umbrellas. They don't care.
They
I'm like, y'all really want this gospel
were
music?
hungry for it. They were hungry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
And if you clapping, they're clapping. If you
yeah,
jumping, they jump. You know. Yeah,
that's awesome. So they really really like it.
they
So
do.
tell me, is it do you think it's possible for an artist to do this on their own, or should they go through a company?
I don't know if they can do it on their own. I mean, again, you would have to know the language and who to talk to
Hmm.
in order to make it happen. Because even when we go, I go through a company, but the company, they seek out every city we go to because the tours that I do, you're guaranteed 10 shows basically.
Hmm.
So it's 10 shows, 10 different cities, but every city has a different promoter.
Okay.
And only those who are the companies that promote the shows would know those promoters to contact to make it happen.
Right. So yeah. So you're going through the company, um,
Right.
but they have the contacts, and so they just kind of they take out a lot of the work for you, all the pressure
Correct.
for you, and just
See,
set it
see,
all
we
up.
we absolutely do nothing. What happened? They would contact me usually like in June or July and say, "Okay, Earl, we're booking you for this year.
Hmm.
Okay, we have two concerts. We'll give you the rest of the schedule soon." And what they do, they're sending your music out to the promoters all over the country there. And that promoter would say, okay, I like Earl Bynum, I want him. Somebody else might say, okay, I like Chicago Mass. And, because some want a group, some want a choir. So it just depends on what the promoter is looking for whatever they are having. And
They
then
ever book soloists?
you never have I known them do soloists. Now, you can go as a soloist,
Hmm.
but you always go with background singers.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
so not just you by
So you
yourself.
always
Yeah.
going as a group.
Right,
Okay.
right, right. So,
So
like, go ahead.
we're running out of time. So tell me, how can we contact you, and how do we get your music? You have a new project out, is that right?
I have a new project, and guess what? It came today.
Awesome. We get the first look.
I am so excited. So
What's it
that's the
called?
cover.
This
It's
song is
this
for you.
this
Oh, I
song
like
is for you, and that's the back cover. And I'm excited about it. So it actually goes out October 5th is the release date. And but we're taking pre-orders, so you can go to pre-orders and get it now. And I'm just excited about it. My first record, third solo record, but first record with Ty Scott Records.
Okay.
And so if people want to contact me, of course, they can contact me by going to www.earlbynummusic.com. That's earlbynummusic.com. Or if they want to book me, they can go there, click on booking, and actually book a show. Or they can go to management at earlbynummusic.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for doing that.
No, thank you. Oh, and please, everybody, follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, and anything else.
All the socials, all the socials, and all the digital outlets.
And let me know you heard about it right here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Earl. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I appreciate you.
Welcome back. You're watching ECHE Music TV. I'm your host, Simone Henry. Wasn't that a fantastic interview? I so like the idea that people over there, they don't necessarily know your language, but they recognize certain words. They recognize Jesus. They recognize the spirit with which you're singing. If you go over there and say you're singing in Italy or Spain and they don't speak English, or not all of them speak English. A lot of Europeans do speak English, but most of them probably don't. And so they're just recognizing certain words, but they're seeing how you perform on the stage, and they're picking up on that. And I so love that, people will just walk up to them and say, introduce me to your Jesus. I want to know Jesus. Pray for me. I think that's the job of a gospel artist, is to share Jesus with the people who hear them. I'm going to put Earl Bynum's contact information in the show notes. So be sure to go to tv.echemusic.com to get that information for his music, and to find out if you can get on one of these tours to tour through Europe. Also, if you're interested in knowing how to and getting more information about promoting your concert, if you have a concert concept that you need help promoting, give me a call. I have some time slots in my schedule set aside specifically for you. So you can reach me and schedule that on echemusic.com. echemusic.com/MMA. That's ECHE music.com/MMA. We're going to go out today with a song from Earl Bynum's new CD called Bless the Lord, O My Soul. We'll see you next time.
To bless him at all times. See, when you bless him, things change, your atmosphere shifts. So I want to encourage you about blessing him. Can I do that? Listen. I will bless the Lord. 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 The Lord has been me. I will bless the Lord. At all times. I will bless the Lord. I will bless the Lord. And it's the Lord that's been me. He's a holy God.
Thank you for watching ECHE Music TV. Be sure to subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode. To receive the free gift mentioned in this episode or to have your song featured, please visit us at tv.echemusic.com.